Hey there, it's Ted Creighton here, and I'm with my pal Carl Messenger Lehmann from hyperweb.ca, one of the best digital marketing agencies that I know of, and they're here in Oakville. And what I wanted to talk specifically about, Carl, was now that we're in the middle of a pandemic and there's a lot of stuff going on and it's not business as usual, what are some of the marketing things we should be looking at, and what are the things we should be considering, knowing what we know now?
Well, it's certainly a new reality. We're seeing, we do digital marketing for lots of different clients.
Yeah,
We've seen some clients that just pumped the brakes. That said, hey, like we don't know what's going on here. They just threw their hands up in the air and said, we'll wait it out. We have some clients that have stayed the course with their marketing strategy. And then we have others where we've done some pivoting on their behalf. And I think, time will tell, but the ones that are pivoting are probably kind of going to be in the best position because they're reevaluating the current situation as opposed to staying with the tried and true in this new reality. So
sure.
what I do expect is that the ones that did stay the course, we're going to be having additional conversations with to say, like it's time to rethink what worked before versus what works now.
You're finding that specifically in your market, like in digital, a lot more people, because things are a little bit cheaper, I would suppose, are going with that. Like, what's sort of that landscape look like?
Well, we're like from the Google auction site on pay per click, we're seeing that prices are dropping. It's costing less to kind of get your cost per click. Your cost per click is going down. Um, I think that like across the industry, there's been a slowdown, and there's cheap real estate out there, whether it's like online or offline. I had a client that bought some billboards at 80% off market value because there's just a glutton of supply out there right now. So
Hmm.
it's not that different from online. I'm not seeing 80% off of anything, but it's certainly a better environment for those who have budget to market.
It's more of a buyer's market at this point, then.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Cool. So, if you had sort of one sort of final thought or one sort of preeminent thought for people to think about right now, what would it be?
Have a plan. Like what worked 3 months ago, might not be right now, and the first step is to reevaluate whether that makes sense. The It's worth looking at what your competitors are doing. There's lots of nice tools out there to kind of do an analysis of if they've changed anything in their marketing. We use iEspionage, we use SEMrush, we use a couple of different tools to see what your competition is up to, and they give you great data so you can understand if you can learn from your competition.
Cool.
Then the other thing I would say is that be ready to pivot. Like move more money into pay per click because there's probably a more of a return on investment in the short term. We do all kinds of different digital marketing services. We do SEO, we do pay per click, we do
Oh,
content marketing. We write lots of blog posts, but it's some of those are kind of less desirable at this particular moment from kind of generating revenue, and to be honest, everybody needs to generate revenue right now. So
yeah, yeah, that's a really good point. Listen, this was awesome. Thanks very much, and appreciate the insights.
no worries, happy to help.
Thanks, man.
Take care.